Good morning, children. In English today, we are going to start with a new lesson from the book Moments in the Kingdom of Fools. Now, this is the fourth lesson of the book, and the writer of this story is it is taken from a Kannada folk tale from A.K. Ramanuja's Folk Tales from India. Now, this is a very hilarious and a very comical story, and it's about foolish or fools, and it is believed that fools are so dangerous that only very wise people can manage them. That means fools are dangerous because they can land up to any extent, and they could do anything, anything which is unexpected and weird things. So only the intelligent people, the wise people, can handle them and can understand how to deal with them. So who are the fools in the story? We'll read about it. Now the story goes like this. In the kingdom of fools, both the king and the ministers were idiots. They didn't want to run things like other kings, so they decided to change night into day and day into night. Now this is about a story where we find that the king and the ministers were really fools. They were, like the book says, that like the writer has so called them idiots. And why idiots? Because they wanted to run their kingdom in a different way. They wanted to do something different from the other kings what they were doing. So for them, they decided that they could change the night into day and day into night, which means they ordered that everyone should be awake at night till their fields and their business and run their business only after dark and go to bed as soon as the sun came up. So what a different thing that the kings and the ministers wanted to do in their kingdom, that people should do their work. They should do their work during the night. So the things which are supposed to be done during the daytime, during the daylight, those things the kings and the ministers wanted that the people should carry on those things in the night, and tilling of their fields and running their business only after dark. So the king and the ministers, they wanted that the people should work in their fields. They should till their fields and do whatever is required to be done in the fields. So all that work should be done in the night rather than doing it in the daylight. And even the business, the people who were running, who were into business, that they should do their business in the night, not in the daytime. So this was the change that the king and the ministers wanted the people to do. So this is something very it's a foolish thing that people working at night and doing their work at night, and during the daytime there should be no work done. Then anyone who disobeyed would be punished with death. So again, it was the king wanted the ministers, or the king wanted that everyone in his kingdom should follow what is being told, or what the people are supposed to do. And if anyone disagrees, or if anyone does not obey the king's orders, then that person will be punished to death. I mean, the punishment was death. So the people who will disobey, who are not going to do what the king and the ministers want them to do, then those people will be put to death. The people did as they were told for fear of death. So obviously when they were forced to do the work at night, and if they are not going to obey, then they will be put to death. So obviously the people, out of fear, they did what the king asked them to do. The king and the ministers were delighted at the success of their project. So seeing that, all the people, they are obeying and they are working at night, and during the daytime nobody is working, and the king and the ministers, they were so happy to see that the people are following the orders, and they are doing as the king, they are doing the will of the king. And the king and the ministers were so happy to see that, the people are, they are following the orders. One day a guru and his disciple arrived in the city. It was a beautiful city. It was broad daylight, but there was no one about. So one day what happened, a guru and his disciple, they reached this city, and they saw that the city was very beautiful, and the daytime they could not see anyone during the daytime. Everyone was asleep, not a mouse stirring. Even the cattle had been taught to sleep by day. So it was really strange for the guru and the disciple to see that the people, that nobody was seen, during the daytime, and the people were all inside, they were sleeping. Even the animals, even the cattle, they were taught to sleep during the day, and there was not even a single mouse stirring. That means there was nobody was seen around during the daytime. So this was quite amazing for the guru and his disciple. The two strangers were amazed by what they saw around them, and wandered around the town till evening, when suddenly the whole town woke up and went about its nightly business. So these two strangers, the guru and the disciple, they were, it was really amazing for these two people, looking around the city, that nobody was seen during the daytime, and they kept wandering from here and there, and they kept walking around till evening. And then suddenly, when it was evening time, they noticed that the people woke up, and they started doing their work, or they started doing their nightly business. Nightly business means the people who were supposed to go and work in the fields, they went there. The people who were into business, they carried on with their business during the night. So this is we will do till here, because this lesson is quite lengthy, so we will take in parts, and this is the first part that I have done with you. So we'll do the rest, we'll do the second part tomorrow.